being that obviously you have a huge following, how is it that you look at social media so it doesn't negatively affect you? Because I've found that whether people have followings or not, just things on Instagram or things on TikTok can sometimes get to them, whether it's the comparison thing that you mentioned or other things. So do you do anything as far as moderating the way you look at and the way you use social media so it doesn't insert itself?
Yeah. Part of the things that I was doing for 2023 is limiting my time on social media and being intentional with it. Mm-hmm. So I set like one of those timers on it. So I can only be on Instagram 2 hours in the day, which 2 hours really isn't a lot. That adds up if you're like sitting on the toilet for 10 minutes each time.
That's 10 times.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, trying to be like intentional with that. The biggest problem I usually have with social media isn't so much comparison anymore as it is effort. Like I get really insecure in my ability to create content, or am I doing enough, or am I like working hard enough at this thing, or being original, or that kind of thing. And if I'm going to be on Instagram and my goal is to create better content, I do have to be, original and whatever, but I can look at people as inspiration. Like I can reframe that like lens that I'm looking through. I can look at it and be really jealous. And I could say, well, Mark's making all these videos all the time and he's got these resources and I don't have that. Or I could reach out to my friend Mark and say, hey, how are you doing that? I'd really like to get better at this thing. Or I could be inspired by what you're doing. And that's on me. Like it's the same problem, but I can look at it 2 different ways. So trying to reframe some things with social media has been helpful. And setting that time limit has been really good. I try not to go on and compare myself to anyone. If I feel like I'm doing that, I just close the app. Because at the end of the day, it's a free app that's on my own phone, the property I own, and I can just click the side button and I don't look at it anymore. Like it's that simple,
So we choose happiness, but maybe we choose misery sometimes too.
Yeah, it's really easy to do that.
Just want to like hang out there for some reason sometimes.
Yeah, well, you and I talked about it earlier about like, oh, that person looks so happy and it's so easy that they look the way they do or their business is doing so well because they had a ledge up or whatever. And you're like, you don't really know that either.
Power Project family, how's it going? Now, sleep is essential for your recovery and your performance, which is why we partnered with 8 Sleep mattresses. We call them the Tesla of beds. Changes its temperature based off how you sleep. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yeah, head over to 8sleep.com/powerproject, and at checkout, you guys will automatically save $150 off your entire order. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
I think a lot of times people don't recognize what a huge issue mental health can be. So sometimes somebody may mention something about depression, or maybe somebody's acting depressed or anxious or whatever the case may be. And then I think people are like, let's surround this person with some love and some care and try to like cheer them up, which is probably not a bad idea at all. But a lot of times you need professional help because I don't think your average person knows a lot about depression and how to alleviate it.
Yeah. There's also, like you said, surrounding somebody with love can be really helpful in the moment, but sometimes maybe it's not. Luke and I have like a couple of things that we do, whether either of us are going through a rough time. Personally, I know that I do have a hard time like voicing my concern or something that's going wrong. And I have an easier time texting him about it. Like for some reason that just helps me. Even if he's in the same room as me, I'll say like, you know what, like I can't really talk with you about this. It's like really hard. Can I just text you about this? Like, can I just go into the other room and take some time and think about what I want to say to you and think about what I'm feeling? And I'm just going to text you about it. And he'll do the same for me. Or if he thinks that something's going on, he'll message me about it. We both work from home. We're around each other all the time, but he'll message me and say like, hey, it seems like you're kind of struggling. Like what's going on?
Like, hold on a second.
Yeah, exactly. No, and it helps. But even if I'm going through a rough time, I will especially try to message him and say like, hey, I'm kind of having a rough day from like today. This is what I need from you. Like, I just need a little bit more patience from you. If I can ask that of you, that would be really awesome. Like, I just need you to be a little bit slower with me today, or like be a little bit softer with me today. Like he could say no, he could just not do it, but I also could just say that and not expect him to like figure it out on his own.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.